SABC News reporter Ayanda Mhlongo is on the ground for us there in Durban. Ayanda, thanks very much. We spoke to you earlier. What are the latest developments? Of course, you gave us that statistic that at least 45 people have been killed during the flooding.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Nompu. Yes, 45 people said to have been killed in the eThekwini municipality, as you said, since the flooding. That is the information that we've got from the Department of Cooperative Governance. We did say earlier on, Nompu, that the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal is now on the ground, and he's leading a delegation of officials, including the Mayor of eThekwini, Mxolisi Kaunda, and the MEC of Cockton. They're making their way to Hammersdale, which is west of Durban, where they're going to be visiting a family that lost 5 family members in this floodings that have hit the province of KwaZulu-Natal and largely here the eThekwini metro. Earlier on, Nompu, we came to you from the N2 South. We've now moved to the area of Chesterville, and I tell you, Nompu, just driving through the streets of Durban, it's utter destruction. People are absolutely devastated by the scenes that they are witnessing. This road that you see behind us, I'm going to step out of shot, Nompu. You see there a truck that has completely stuck in rubble, caught up in rubble. This is a newly constructed road. Upgrades to this road took quite some time. It was recently open, and this is the Harry Gwala road leading west of Durban if you're traveling towards the Pavilion Mall coming from the center of Durban. And as you can see there, people have parked their cars just looking at this devastation. Parts of the road have completely been eroded. There are trees and rubble that are strewn across this road. In fact, the emergency services have had to close off one of the section of the road heading into the city, opening just 1 or 2 of the lanes heading up towards the west. As you see, the vehicles trying to slowly navigate around the rubble and the trees that are lying across the road. And I'm going to ask my colleague Tulani just to move as well and pan. As you can see on this side, this looks like a canal that has completely burst. The banks of this area completely eroded. We also see sewage pipes there that have also been washed away, and the road there looking completely damaged and quite dangerous, in fact, as people or motorists are trying to enter this part of Chesterville, and just the banks of this entertainment establishment as well. People are just devastated, and Nompu, seeing the destruction and what the rains, these heavy rains, have done, battering and damaging parts of the city. As we said, the officials are saying that at the moment it's still too early to even estimate what the cost of this damage is going to be. What they're focusing now on at the moment is trying to get to areas where there are people that need to be evacuated. And of course, as you're saying, that warnings are continuing to be issued to people in low-lying areas to evacuate, and areas close to rivers and streams for people there to evacuate. We know that the military has also been called in, and the city officials are hoping that by this afternoon the military is going to be on the ground to assist in rescue efforts, and also, of course, Nompu, to keep people out of areas. We've been seeing some motorists, Nompu, against warnings, moving or traveling into parts of the city that have been closed off, and officials and police, we are seeing, are having their hands full and warning people to not go into areas that have been cut off, or where police have put up emergency or barriers because of their own safety. A lot of areas remain very dangerous, and of course there are still concerns as it appears that these rains are still going to come down. Traveling through some parts, informal settlements, we've been seeing people there trying to salvage what is left of their belongings. People are clearing up their homes, as many of the homes were also flooded. So utter devastation, Nompu, here. Just people in utter shock and disbelief at what has happened, I suppose, in the last 24 hours, Nompu?
Yeah. Anecdotally, I mean, have you had conversations with people there about what this could mean from an insurance perspective? I mean, given that the KZN area has shown itself to be quite susceptible to these kind of events, does it mean that some areas are literally uninsurable?
That's likely, Nompu. And, you know, some of the people that we're speaking to were saying that it's really been knock after knock after knock. You'd know that, for example, businesses, Nompu, were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. What then followed was the July unrest, where again businesses were affected, and people are saying that this is now the third blow for them. And some already saying that they do not know whether or not they are going to be able to recover. They try to recover and salvage or to bring back their businesses and reopen their businesses, having been affected by COVID, then the unrest as well. And some businesses are saying that they still have not been able to receive any of the grants that were being offered to assist them. And now comes these rains. So honestly, people are lost, Nompu, as to what is going to happen to them. But businesses really affected, and saying that they still now need to see whether or not this time around they are going to be able to reopen their businesses. Ordinary residents as well also being affected. People today have not been able to go to work, and they're unsure whether or not they are going to be able to even go to work in the coming days. Some people saying to us, Nompu, that they earn salaries by the day, and one day that they're not working means that it's a day's pay that they aren't able to get, and this then affects not only them but their families as well. So it has really been a difficult time from what the people of eThekwini are saying, and now many of them are just focused in trying to salvage and recover what they can, as they then await direction from the authorities in terms of what assistance people are going to get. Nompu?